Hey coaches, and welcome to my channel where I discuss the Perfect Play football system. The Perfect Play football system is a modern day spread offensive system with cutting edge philosophies and techniques that will always put your offense in a +1 situation. And by putting your offense in a +1 situation, you're creating a situation where your offensive players can be successful and create chunk plays. Chunk plays are the best plays. Those are the ones that we're always after. So this video today, we're going to talk about dealing with a plus linebacker in the Perfect Play football system. Now please give me a thumbs up, bang that bell for those notifications, leave comments below if you like what you're seeing in the video. Once again, plus linebackers in the Perfect Play football system. Here's my contact information. Feel free to contact me at any time to discuss this video or other parts of the Perfect Play football system. All right, here we have the basic 4-2 box in a trips formation. And here we're going to put trips to the field. All right, trips to the field. We have a single receiver into the boundary. 4-2 box. We're on the left hash, let's say. Middle open, two safeties, boundary safety, field safety, overhang usually lines up between number 2 receiver and number 3 receiver. Corner may be playing up tight, outside leverage, just depends on the coverage that they have. What is a plus linebacker? A plus linebacker is one of the adjustments that teams make as a trips adjustment. It is a fake trips adjustment. It is not a true trips adjustment by the defense. By that, I mean we're going to play games with our trips receivers to the field and our single receiver to the boundary to create problems and run routes into the low hole area, into the boundary, or create 3-on-2 situations like we have here. Maybe a side-by-side read for the quarterback, a screen read for the quarterback. So we're going to have +1 here. And we're going to have a one-on-one situation into the boundary with our best receiver. So we have multiple ways of attacking this defense. So what we have here is the overhang, the corner, the safeties at depth. He's not part of it, so it's 3-on-2 to the field. Defenses will simply try to create put this Mike linebacker plus him, that's why we call it a plus linebacker, plus him out of the box and put him into the boundary or cheat him towards the trips, not to the boundary, but to the trips formation. They will also plus the Sam or the overhang to be head up of number 2. So now you have a corner with outside leverage, you have the overhang here, the Sam linebacker head up of number 2 receiver, and now they bumped or plussed the Mike linebacker out towards the trips receiver. They're asking the Mike linebacker to still be responsible for B gap. All right, B gap here, but also be involved in any perimeter game, any perimeter play that you have going on out here. So how do you deal with this when defenses try to make this fake trips adjustment? How do you deal with it? I'm going to show you 2 different tags that we can work with. These are my 2 favorite tags. I've done previous videos. I've discussed how to work with the screen, also how to run this slant into the boundary by your best receiver. But mainly we're going to focus on what's happening in the box here. We're going to work our blocking around the pulling lineman. Will work around the shade, whichever side the shade's on. I like running this better to the B gap bubble. So this would be a field play. And what you're going to do, you're going to teach your pulling lineman to pull. We do a little skip pull. We're going to skip pull into this gap. You are responsible, the center in this example is responsible for the will linebacker. If the will linebacker blitzes in A gap or attacks A gap, then he stays there and blocks his A gap. If the will linebacker is not a threat in A gap, he's going to skip pull into B gap, and he's going to look for the will linebacker flowing across. Now, if he gets a blitzer coming through, let's say the Mike shows on a blitz, a late blitz, and he shows, then he will basically trap him, kick him out, So that's his blitz pickup. If that guy blitzes, the ball should be going to the perimeter, and we're golden. That's just kind of almost a blitz pickup and pass protection. But if the Mike's out here, he's in a plus position, then we're trying to block the 4 down lineman and the will linebacker. So we're in the pistol position. We're going to drop step. We're going to attack straight downhill to the center's crack. We're going to make our cut into this gap. The plus linebacker stays. Now the quarterback, once he meshes with the running back, he is going to look at this. You can treat it as an RPO if that makes you more comfortable. Basically what I tell the quarterbacks is that if he can throw the screen, if it's a 3-on-2, we're throwing the screen. This Mike linebacker is not in a position to be able to make a play on the bubble screen. All right, we can block down, we can kick out, we'll have a nice crease to run the bubble screen in, and he cannot get there to do that. If he wants to run out here, you can hand off, and we've got numbers in the box. We're +1 in the box. We get 5 guys blocked up with a free runner. That's great. If he can't make a play on the bubble, we get 3-on-2, 2 guys blocked with the free runner. We're +1. That's a chunk play. Chunk play in the box, chunk play on the perimeter. Whichever one you're best at is what you can tell your quarterback to have a preference for. Either way. But if we're in the pistol, he's going to put his butt to the boundary, and he's going to face out this way so that he can make his read. All right, now the other tag that I use quite a bit is this quick game tag. We have a go route, a bubble route, and a stick route. The blocking's the same in the box, and on the boundary here we can run that choice route. We can run that slant that we had drawn up on the previous example. You can give him a choice, you can give him a slant, whatever you want to do. If there's no low hole player, there's an empty void here, he can run that. He can run his slant off of that first defender inside. That's his rule to run a slant anyway. And we can do it. Now here I've kind of switched the angle of the F. He's going to sidestep and get downhill. And this we kind of change the mesh slightly a little bit if it's a right-handed quarterback so that he can read, if we want him to read the boundary, we can read this guy here and throw the slant or whatever route we've got going. So he can be in the pistol. It's not always just a backside read. It can be a read to this side as well by just kind of angling the mesh point a little bit. And I can talk to you more details about that at a later date. But here, if you wanted to keep it the same, just keep it straight downhill, still looking at the plus linebacker. If he's going to try to cover the stick route here, then obviously you're going to be +1 in the box. If the Mike's going to run into the box, then you're going to be +1 on the perimeter. They can't defend at all in this case. If they're in a defense that they drop down a low hole player and it's like a 4-4 defensive look here, the same thing can be true. You look at it here, are they going to plus this guy? If he's in the box, you're +1 out here. If he's in a plus position, you're +1 in the box. So there are multiple ways that you can attack it. I've also showed you how to kind of angle the mesh point so that the quarterback could read the X. If that's your best receiver into the boundary, you can run some routes based on where the low hole player is here or whether they have that jack or the boundary safety playing up high. So it depends on what you want to do, where your best players are, or what your team is best at. But once again, I did a video on how to read this play or tag as well. So those are the ways to do it. The main thing is in the box, it's the same skip pull around the nose. Responsible for Will in the box. If he comes in A gap, then the center picks him up. If we get a blitzer from the Mike, it's a trap block basically, and we're delivering the ball to the perimeter. If not, the Will's going to flow over the top, the center gets over the top, and we should have a +1 situation in the box, a +1 situation on the perimeter, depending on what tag that we use, and we're one-on-one with our best guy, depending on that matchup, what you like. All right, so once again, here's my contact information. Feel free to contact me to discuss this play or any of the other ideas that I've talked about with the Perfect Play football system. I hope this has helped you in dealing with the plus linebacker, the fake trips adjustment by the defensive players and the defensive coordinator. Once again, give me a thumbs up, bang that bell for those notifications. Thanks for watching my videos, and have fun and score points.